Hello, my name is Chris, a missionary on staff, and I want to welcome you to today's good news. Today we will continue in our devotional series through Proverbs chapter 1. And in the verse of today, we will see what will happen when you ignore wisdom and when it's too late. Have you ever been in a situation where everything was going down the tubes because you listened to bad advice? Now that reminds me of a time when I still was young and I had a meeting with one of these companies who want to optimize your finances. So they suggested that I should cancel my health insurance and take another one who is cheaper, just to save some money. Not knowing what I was doing, I followed that advice, but I lost my dental insurance doing so because I didn't qualify. That was stupid. If I just had asked the Lord before making that mistake. So, in the text of today, Proverbs chapter 1 verse 28, we read, "Then they will call on me, but I will not answer. They will seek me diligently, but they will not find me." Wisdom is here talking about the consequences of not listening to her. In the previous verses, we can read that she is shouting out on the streets, making her words known to them. Now, she is addressing those who won't listen, fools, who don't care about the consequences. Earlier or later, they run into troubles, where the unwise decisions pay back. Then everything is falling apart, and they are running around like headless chicken. They seek for wisdom, but they don't find it. For everybody in life, there comes a point when we reap what we sown. Sometimes earlier, sometimes later. For example, you may eat way too many cookies, and your mom says, "Don't eat that many cookies." But you don't listen and keep eating cookies. And then you get a terrible stomach ache. That's just one example of rejecting a word of good advice. Now, all of us sometimes make stupid decisions. And when the disaster strikes, it's too late. But you don't have to stay there. You can always come to God and ask for wisdom how to deal with the disaster. In James 1, verse 5, we read, "If any of you lacks wisdom, let him ask of God, who gives to all liberally and without reproach, and it will be given to him." God loves to give you wisdom, but he will not impose it on you. You have to ask. Now, I have two situations when you should stop and start asking God for wisdom. Number one, when you think, "I can do this in my sleep." I've been there a couple of times. You think you have it together. Stop right there. Because it might be that you're about to run into troubles. If you're too self-confident, you're just about to ignore important details. And then you just run ahead. And the second one, this is impossible. I had a couple of these situations too, where I had a task and I just couldn't see how this is gonna work. But every time when I asked the Lord for wisdom, the impossible became possible. So ask God for wisdom before it's too late. And this is today's good news.